but think that his queen is the best hand here.
All right, cool.
And there you are. He's going to call. He's a decided underdog.
And Shore is so delighted to see that that's what Fit has. Shore is thinking, man, this guy probably, if he's going to call me, he's got a big heart or a straight draw.
Good luck, Jerry.
Now Fit's drawing to random sevens.
You put the 7 out there, make it the 7 of hearts.
I'd cop the 7 of hearts right now. I'll give you the tip.
So here is the
Jack
turn.
Hearts is a good card.
It is an 8. And it is not a heart.
Jerry Fit will need a 7. Otherwise, Shore will double through. He does.
Get it. And so Shore does double through our chip leader Fit. You can see that look. That doesn't look like the look of a winner, does it?
That is the look of somebody trying to get a little extra oxygen. Okay, you can breathe again, Shannon.
Yeah, really.
You're still here.
Look of a guy who's looking for that little bag on an airplane. Got lots more to go. Don't go away. Welcome back to the PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions. We're here at the Crown Casino in Melbourne, Australia. We continue to try to pare our field down to the final 7. We have 10 right now. A whole lot of money at stake. Doc Bruguera has been very consistent. Looking at a king jack here.
Barry, the blinds have gone up.
How much is that?
6 and 12,000, 2,000 chip ante, 28,000 in the pot to shoot for.
Battle of the blinds here. Fit in the big blind.
And when it is a small blind versus big blind, king jack and ace 4 look like pretty huge hands, especially at a short-handed table. We only have 5 players here.
Wow, look at that. I mean, is that made to order?
Look at Bruguera.
That's the way you dial it up, isn't it?
Look at that face. I like the way he was chewing on his bottom lip.
Almost chewed his beard off.
100.
And Fit betting right into that full boat.
Let's see how long Bruguera can resist calling. Keep studying those cards, Doc.
And hope they don't change.
I really like how Bruguera is just looking and thinking.
Cool.
And he says, I call.
Certainly the right play there. Continue to send off that weak, I'm not sure kind of vibe. That's too bad that that queen came. Yeah. Too bad for Doc Bruguera. It actually might save Jerry Fit some chips here. You know, with 2 jacks on board, Fit can be forgiven for thinking that his opponent doesn't have one. It's unlikely, and certainly not the full house. But now, a jack, a king, and a queen, Fit with his bare ace has got to imagine that Bruguera has some part of that flop.
Exactly. Now the onus on Fit.
Well, we're going to keep it friendly.
I think it is.
It is.
I think Bruguera would have done well to not reply when Jerry Fit talked to him. Normally, Barry, and this is not a hard and fast rule, but when guys are willing to chatter back at you, they're usually feeling pretty comfortable.
Well, Bruguera, of course, had good reason to. Little bonus coverage now. We're going to take you to our other table. Remember, we're down to 2 tables now where Kenneth James and Lee Nelson are head up.
Nelson has flop top pair, checks it, and James behind him checks it back.
Now a flush draw for Kenneth James.
Recognizing that there are 2 hearts on board, Nelson bets out, doesn't want to let anybody draw for free. Now James could semi-bluff here or merely call. And he does semi-bluff. He raises. He's hoping to win the pot right here, hoping his opponent will fold, but if he's called, James has a draw.
And it appears he is at least going to be called. He is. And And on the river, it is a heart. Ooh. And so Kenneth James has drawn a flush. And Nelson just going to play right into James. And a straight call. And James is going to take it down. Bold play by a bold player. Runner for a flush for Kenneth James. When Kenneth James is quiet, it generally means he's playing pretty well, and that's what's going on right now. We got a lot more to go. Don't go away. The PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions is brought to you by PartyPoker.net, the world's largest poker school. Still 10 players remaining in the competition here, trying to get to that final table of 7. And this has been a very interesting table, I think, Michael.
Well, everybody desperately wants to get to the final 7, but they also seem to be aware that just sitting there and paying the blinds is not going to be a ticket to paradise. You've got to get in there and mix it up. Just like this.
Exactly.
Mark Voss.
Deuce 4.
Now he's on the button, and you can raise on the button with any 2 cards. You just have to avoid running into hands like pairs of 10s.
Yes, absolutely. Sealy calls.
And here's the ironic thing, Barry. Voss can flop something juicy, but if 3 overcards to a 10 flop, he could just steal this pot.
Yes, he could.
So the raising before the flop with the little cards could pay. Oh, there's a 4
and a deuce.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
And this is a terrible flop for Sealy because he figures that his 10s have got to be good here. 3 undercards.
60,000 is
A
the
raise.
bet by Voss, and he's going to run right into
2
a
straight.
raise from Sealy.
I call.
That's going to raise it to 200,000, and Voss says, "I'll call."
And he called very quickly, Barry. Sealy can't like this. I mean, if you're Sealy, you're thinking, gosh, I hope he's on a diamond draw right now. I hope he's got the ace of diamonds and something else. Well, that surely couldn't have helped him. Okay, I'm going to bet some more.
Yep.
Make this guy go away.
What do you have?
Yeah, well, that's a good question.
I still had the diamond. Wow.
There are so many hands that Sealy knows he can beat, but there are a lot of hands that he can't. What if Mark Voss raised him there with a pair of jacks?
Check. 250.
And 250 bet from Voss following the check from Sealy.
That's correct. 250,000.
I like the bet a lot.
I don't think Sealy knows what Voss has, by his own admission, really.
Well, 4 deuce is probably the last hand he imagines
Precisely.
Mark Voss has.
Yeah. Well, he's going to let it go.
That is a great fold there. And that illustrates a very important principle, Barry. When you're really not sure where you're at, where you really can't figure out the situation, don't get more chips involved.
Yeah, it's exactly the way Sealy played it. Mark Voss going to take it, though. Thank you very much. He had a great flop. This guy's won a World Series bracelet. He's been around the track. The South African played great.
I'm originally from South Africa and I've been in Australia for 5 years. I always feel fairly comfortable at the poker table.